Oh, okay. Wow.
We're doing
There we
it,
go.
John.
You caught me unawares.
Sometimes that's the best way to start the show.
No kidding. I
Just
mean,
rip
okay.
the Band-Aid. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't let me think about it too much.
Well, here we are, another episode of Eat, Talk, Repeat. We're back to being just two of us.
The two of us. We can make it if you try.
Yeah. So, John, let's jump into it. Introduce yourself to anyone who's new, and should I give you a letter to work with, or I didn't?
What?
Last year I gave you P, I think, or last week I gave you P. Let's do G.
The garrulous, grumpy gastronome.
That's a good one.
How's
Garrulous,
that?
grumpy gastronome. I
Okay,
like
there you
it.
go.
And tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, first of all, you can find us on the most excellent eattalkrepeat.com website. Yay, applause,
We've
applause,
got
applause,
one.
applause, yay.
Woo.
Which I've looked at, and Lakin did a great job with it. And it has all our links for everything. But I'm at eatinglv.com is my website, which has a most fascinating, if I do say so myself, article about where to eat and why. The list 2025, and I list about 36 restaurants that I'm really, really high on right now, and my 7 worst meals of the year also, so far. And later in the show, I'll be talking about 3 other meals I've had in the past week, which are right down there. So I now have a bottom 10 working.
Wow, that's
yeah.
my favorite part
Yeah,
of this.
yeah.
Is kind of
Well, that's eatinglv.com is my website. At Eating Las Vegas on Twitter, and at John Curtis on Instagram, and I, as usual, I brag, but no brag, just fact. I get around to more restaurants than anyone in Las Vegas.
you really
Ever.
do. It's impressive. I mean, you'll even tell me you're not going out, and then next thing you know, you're going out. And
Yeah.
I applaud you. I don't know where you get your
And some
energy.
nights I should just stay home. There were a couple nights this past week I should have just stayed home because I had nothing but bad ideas, and the food gal was still giving me grief about them.
But deep down, she probably loves having them to give you grief about. So it's probably a win. And I am Ash Watkins, the Hamburguesa Principesa of Las Vegas. And you can find me at Ash the Attorney on all platforms. Again, we are Eat Talk Repeat. You can find us at Eat Talk Repeat on all platforms. I appreciate all of you. You have actually subscribed to the YouTube channel. I saw our subscribers shot up.
And people,
Yep. So thank you. We appreciate it. It helps more people find us.
We have loyal listeners.
We really do.
So thank you, all 4 of you.
Yeah. Got more than that.
I know.
So like, follow, comment. I think we're going to add a place on the website, if not already, where you get to drop us your own pet peeves. Because
That would be great.
It seems to be like a lot of people love the pet peeve section. They want a show dedicated to peeves, which say less. I can do that.
We should have the old-fashioned back. Remember the chat rooms and the blogs of 20 years ago, and we should go back to having a pet peeve chat room.
Just submit it, and it's just a ticker of all the
on eattalkrepeat.com. Yeah.
I love it. So we're gonna hopefully add that. If you haven't seen the website, check it out. Give us your email address. I think eventually we might get newsletters. We're gonna replace what was Eater Vegas. I think we're gonna give real content, real updates.
Yeah, I mean sooner or later we can start making our own listicles, but unlike Eater Vegas, there'll be listicles of places we've actually been to and critiqued and discussed on the show, not just what some press release came across our computer and we reprinted, for the slack-jawed masses.
I know, and that's how you can tell. If you look at some of these websites that all they do are like top 10s or best places, hot new, you can just see updated. Because all they're doing is just going in and maybe adding a new restaurant, and that's it. And it's
really, you can do it anywhere now. I mean, it was back in the day you had to put in the work, and by back in the day I mean 10 years ago. Yeah. Now I could run the Miami Eater site. I could. I could just sit here if I wanted to dedicate days to just scrolling through everybody's all the restaurants and all the thing. And, I could put myself out there as the Miami, Florida eater.com maven.
You've got the wardrobe. And you know what? We probably could repurpose like other people's photos from Yelp, and you could just act like you're there, boots on the ground, and no one would even know.
Exactly. Change like my iconic picture of me walking into my pool with the champagne. Just put palm trees in the back. Instead of Italian cypress, put palm, boom. Yeah. And flamingos, pink flamingos, of course.
Yes.
Yes. So, we've got, but last week, great episode last week with James Reza.
Yep.
Got a lot of positive feedback, DMs from people, old friends, people I hadn't heard of in years ago. James was great. That was a great discussion. And I think it was great the way we kind of ping-ponged around the town. I mean, in terms of talking about bars, Vegas history, what's new and good and new and bad in Vegas. I mean, it was an informative hour, and I think people liked it.
And we could have gotten really into the weeds, but we didn't. We kept some guardrails, and the funnier part is we then all left and went to Petit Bohème, and that was probably equally as entertaining of a conversation and should have been recorded. But
that was a fun time.
So for today's episode, we've got quite the list. Le Cafe Central, Delmonico, Trace Cantina, Pho Saigonese.
Also Saigonese, yes.
Tamba.
Again, third time at Tamba.
I wondered if it was a
third time. Well, I have people saying, let's go to Tamba. So we went a third. I don't think I'll be going back to Tamba anytime soon now because I've gone 3 weeks in a row.
Well, but maybe I'll make it 4 next week.
I mean, we've now had we've had the entire menu at Tamba except for the stir fries and the wok stuff there. Keep going.
Zaytinya, Ramen Boys. And then I've went to Burgundy Cafe, Bar Bohème, and Le Tai too.
So we've covered a lot of territory here. Yeah, unfortunately, this past week I was 0 for 3 in restaurants, but we'll get to that later in the show.
All right. Well, we've got a lot of food news you can use.
Okay. There was a lot. Well, just the last few days, everything's been popping.
I know, and you probably have stuff that I didn't get on here, so please feel free to add. First, we got to talk about the exodus of restaurants out of the Palms property.
Yeah, that was a big shakeup there.
Yeah, so we've heard about Mabel's Barbecue and that Michael Simon project's been leaving. Final service September 12th for any of the fans of Mabel's Barbecue. But then, what was it? Over the weekend, we found out Vetri Cucina and
Rojo Lounge with Luke Palladino's cooking at the Palms Place little pool right there. He's leaving as well. I mean, basically, Palms is cutting ties with all of its name chefs.
What do you think it is?
Well, once. I don't get too deep in the weeds on this, but
do it.
If you remember, the Palms was rebooted by the Fertitta brothers in an attempt to put it in the upper echelon of high end.
That was the early 2000s, right?
No. This was the Fertittas bought it back like in 2014 or 15. Okay. That was they started there in the early 2000s. That was the now I'm forgetting. The guys who owned the Maloufs.
Yep.
Yeah, back in 2001, 2002. It was sort of, back then it was started as an sort of an alternative off-strip place to the Hard Rock. And the Hard Rock had hit big around 1996, and everybody was, there was this super cool hipster hotel off-strip that really made Las Vegas cool again in the late 1990s. And the Maloufs came along and said, well, let's do the same thing on the other side of the strip, and that birthed the Palms, and then Palms Place, and it went along pretty well for a while. I always thought it was sort of a second string Hard Rock. It never quite got the uber coolness and the design components that Hard Rock had, but they had some pretty decent restaurants. They had 9 Steakhouse. They had some pretty cool stuff. But then they sold to the Fertittas. I think it was 2014. I think that's was the year they bought it, but I could be off by a couple years. And then the Fertittas wanted to launch it as a sort of a luxury property. They said, okay, let's compete with Wynn and Bellagio and whatnot. So, they brought in Vetri. They put in, Bobby Flay had a restaurant. They had Mr. Coco, remember the super exclusive cocktail bar. They revamped the nightclubs. They had their art all over the place. I mean, Some of it was good, some of it was stupid. A giant shark in formaldehyde, that kind of bullshit. But it was big, and it made a splash. But it didn't survive COVID, and then COVID hit bad in 2020, and it didn't. And they bailed. The Indian casino people took it over, and they kept some of these restaurants. Sort of head scratching that they did, because you kind of thought, well, they're gonna rebrand themselves as more of a mid-level casino and not shoot for the stars like the Fertitas did. Nothing wrong with that, especially coming out of COVID when everything was so uncertain. So they kept Vetri, and I always thought that was a bit of a surprise that they kept Vetri. Simon had been there with his barbecue, and it was decent barbecue. It wasn't great, but it was a big place. And then Luke Palladino went over there to the pool lounge. And Bobby Flay left. They rebranded 9, became the Scotch 80 Prime. So they did some nice things, but it was just not a good fit for Vetri. It just wasn't anymore. It probably was when the Fertitas lured him from Philadelphia to open an offshoot of his place in Philadelphia, which is one of the best Italian restaurants in America. But once they went downscale at the Palms, I think Vetri's days were numbered, and they never knew how to market them, and their clientele wasn't going to go for food like that. I mean,
it's elevated.
I looked up the menu on my. If you look the last shameless plug alert, the last edition of my eating guide, Eating Las Vegas, which was published in 2020, Vetri was on the cover of it, and I thought it was just deserved it because it's a spectacular restaurant up there. But it was. I looked at my old review and I said, it's great Italian food, but it's not for everybody. There's no Caesar salads. There's no meatballs.
There's no red sauce.
There's no pizzas. I mean, this is truly elevated Italian cuisine and very inventive stuff, which I think was too good for Las Vegas. That's what I tweeted when I found out. I said, it was too good for us. It was never, even with the Fertitas at the helm, had it been going gangbusters, I always thought Mark Vetri's food was too sophisticated for your average Vegas clientele.
Well, don't you just think it could just go over onto Las Vegas Boulevard and do just fine?
Yeah, but I don't see hotels over there being that adventuresome anymore. Did you see they're putting this Sartiano? I mean, this is what the food and beverage execs, those brain trusts, are putting in hotels. Let's get an Italian steakhouse in there.
He's the guy behind Zero Bond. He's the guy behind the cigar private members club they're putting in Wynn over there. And
you see that sound.
I know.
You see my eyes glazing over. Okay, that sound you hear.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, exclusives.
I know, but that's why. I mean, so they're doing one douchey concept. So they're going to let the guy do another douchey concept right next to it.
Because every hotel in town right now wants a carbone.
Yeah.
That's the limits of the imagination of your average Vegas food and wine executive. We've got to get a carbone in here. Oh my God, look at the numbers they're doing. What are they doing? They're just doing giant bowls of pasta and chicken parm and bowls of this and flaming that, and people are lapping it up. We need one of those. In fact, here's a little insider info. Even Brezza, Nicole Brisson's place, is doing a Make Italian American Food Great Again menu right now. So there's your scoop of the day.
Make Italian American food great again.
She's launching
MIFCA.
Yeah, whatever. And she told me about it, and I texted me just a couple of days ago, and I'm going to go in and try. But it's part of that whole thing. Hey, we don't have any new ideas. Let's just go back to what people want. Spaghetti and meatballs.
That's what they're doing at Brezza?
Yeah. They're not plowing her whole menu under, but she's adding a special sort of menu of Italian American classics. So if anybody can do it, Nicole Brisson can.
Okay, so what do you think is going to end up in the Palms?
Who cares? I don't give a shit. Okay. I mean, middle-brow casinos, I have no interest in. They're just trying to get, they're just trying to, for sloppy food on the cheap to people that don't know any better.
Yeah, okay.
I'm here for the elitists among you.
But you still go over to Scotch 80.
I'll go to Scotch 80 Prime because it's a great steakhouse.
Do you think they'll survive? Because they're a steakhouse?
I think because they're a steakhouse. I'm not saying they're bulletproof, but let's say they're being a steakhouse gives you an awful lot of built-in popularity.
It's hard to fuck it up.
Yeah, it's hard to fuck it up, and people are always going to go there. Because steak. What do we? Riza and James and Sam were talking yesterday, last week. I mean, there's somebody for everybody at steakhouses.
Yeah.
Steakhouses are the perfect Vegas restaurant because everyone in your group can find something to order.
Yeah, there's usually a chicken or a fowl of some sort, and there's usually a fish and
that's it.
And big wines. All right, well.
So we're going to be. We're sad that Mark Vetri's going. No end date has been announced, but I know that his contract. I mean, they're it's not like somebody walked in and said you're out of here.
Yeah.
His contract's coming to an end.
Yep.
They're just not renewing it.
Yep.
And it comes to an end, I think, in November. So
Okay.
end of this year, he's going to be.
Yeah,
gone.
I think that's what the press release kind of alluded to, that we just didn't renew our terms.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to. So, happy birthday to
me. Kind of.
What?
Well, so my birthday is October 4th.
Well, that's a million years from
now.
now.
But here it's important because the world has already given me a gift. The world is ready to celebrate me, John. COTE Vegas.
Oh, COTE Vegas.
The Korean steakhouse has announced their opening day, and it is October 4th.
Oh, well, you're going to be. You don't want to be there on October 4th. You don't.
Come on.
Now, opening nights of these restaurants is a shit show.
So maybe I should go to Bazaar Meat.
Yes,
while everyone's going left to COTE, I'm going to go right for a month in Bazaar Meat.
Now that I can set up for you.
Yeah, I think I can set that up too. I mean, I don't need you.
Okay, you're on your own then.
But you can come.
I want to go to COTE. COTE's going to be great.
I want to go with you. If you go without me, I'm going to be pissed.
I like the fact you're going to have COTE, Delmonico, Bazaar Meat, and COTE all within.
And there's one more.
A pitching wedge shot of each other.
There's one more. What's that other one? COTE.
Smith & Wollensky.
There's another one. We talked about it. It's the chain out of California.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. You got me on this one.
What is it? It's not STK, but I want to say it's STK.
The microprocessors are firing in my head, and I'm trying. I have not been there, whatever it is.
Well, I don't think it's open yet.
Yeah. Okay. See, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
And it was here before. Here, I'm giving you clues. It was here before it left and is coming back. But I don't think it was at the Venetian. Lakin, I need you to look these up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let me look it up. But yeah, so they're going to have...
Well, let's make Lakin look it up so we can keep the show moving along.
So, happy birthday
let's have 3 minutes of silence. Because that's just what listeners want to have.
Yeah, they might need a break right now.
Well, let's keep going because there's a lot of news here.
EDO.
Yeah.
I started this update and it became exhausting. So let's run through it and then I want to hear your thoughts. So EDO, which has EDO Tapas, they're on Jones in Chinatown. They're getting ready to open Brasserie in the Collective on Paradise.
Well, they're closing the one on Jones.
That's closing at, what is it, September 30th, I think is?
Yeah, like
September 30th is final service at EDO Tapas, which they will then turn into basically Chef Oscar's playground where he gets to do whatever he wants. But there's no opening for that. But okay, so Brasserie is set to open end of October, beginning of November, and that's in the Collective.
Right.
Then you've got Anima, which is starting lunch service.
Yeah.
September 2nd.
A lot of moving parts here.
And then
we've got Chef Oscar's playground closing, reopening.
And they've got Seattle. They've got Le Labo upper.
French brasseries opening over on Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Anima by Ito stays on, but now we're going to open another place just across literally 200 feet from the Anima by Ito, right?
Yeah, it's going where DW Bistro was.
And they're opening up in Seattle.
Seattle's open, yes.
Ask me what I think about all of this.
That's a loaded question. Okay, go. What do you think?
Not much. I'm concerned. I've said it maybe 10,000 times over 40 years. Expansion has killed more restaurants than food poisoning ever has.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea that they're going that they can take their brand, which is a great brand, with deservedly so, with great food and passionate chefs and a loyal clientele, local clientele, and a national reputation source, and say, we're now going to do 3 new concepts and move out of town. Man, I'm telling you, experience has taught me that kind of ambition is a minefield. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
And it doesn't seem to be very slow and considered here. It seems like kaboom! All of a sudden, we're just going to do all of this within a 6-month period. And I don't know where they're getting the money. I don't know where they're getting the backing. I don't know how they're going to keep their talent. I don't know how they're going to keep from diluting their brand. And we'll talk about brand dilution later in the show when we talk about Zaytinya. Okay. Okay. And you don't have a better brand internationally than Jose Andres.
Right.
Okay. So God bless. I am a huge fan.
But I think Jose Andres, jumping ahead a little, I think Jose Andres is at a different phase of his career than Chef Oscar and Joe Mikulich and Leenda. I think they're very much involved in the prime. Like, this is when you start to grow.
Right. And they're at the age, Jose's in his 60s now. They're in their 30s and 40s.
He's worried about his world kitchen endeavors and all of that. And so, I don't know. Look, maybe I'm just young and ambitious and I kind of like it. And, you don't get to necessarily pick when real estate opportunities present, or if someone else is funding it, like the Seattle thing. I'm presuming someone else lured them up there, and that's similar to the James Trees expansion into Rio, which I think you're just
like Lotus of Siam was lured into New York City and it blew up in their face. Just like Due Forney, they were gone before you got here. Had a great restaurant on the west side of town. Were lured to Austin, Texas, and it cratered in front of them and wiped out the whole enterprise. I've just seen it too much, and let's assume they succeed.
Okay.
I don't want to be total negative Nelly here, but let's assume they succeed and make money at all of these projects. What really suffers, their bank accounts may not suffer, but the product, if that always does. You cannot keep, and when you scale up what you're doing like that, the kind of quality control that made them so excellent, that made Jose, one of the great Spanish chefs in the early 2000s, that made Robuchon so good in the late 1990s, that made Wolfgang Puck famous in the 1980s. When you scale up, it's unavoidable. You're going to lose control, and there's going to be a watering down of the product. And some people don't care. I mean, people don't give a shit that Bobby Flay's restaurants are 1/2 as good as they were 30 years ago because it's a Bobby Flay restaurant.
Okay, but would you argue that the Joel Robuchon here is watered down and not a...
I think the guys who do it the best are the French guys, because I think the French guys train themselves and their staffs with military precision, but I don't see that in a lot of other types of restaurants.
Okay, well...
So we'll see.
We'll see.
So, I mean...
But then, so wait, we didn't really talk about what this concept is next to Anima. It is a gastropub, so it's totally different from whatever they've done. It's not fine dining. They're going to do lunch and dinner. I think their target, price point is under $30 a person at lunch, under $50 a person at dinner. It's supposed to be, really a neighborhood restaurant.
Okay.
I know, not for you.
You see all this gray hair? You see these wrinkles on my face? You see this little flabby, roostery chin I'm working on here? I earn these things, okay?
Okay.
And what you hear is expansion is great, and what I hear is, well, they started out as a real groovy little 34-seat tapas restaurant in a sliver of a place, literally a shoebox in Chinatown, which was fabulous. And people beat a path to that door. And then they expanded to this Italian-Spanish mashup in Anima by Ito. And now they're doing gastropubs in Seattle and French brasseries. Give me a break.
I know, but we also talked about the concern when they went to that end of town with Anima about a dilution of the product. And I don't think I saw any...
Well, they pulled it off.
Yeah, so
Okay, look, I'm cheering for them. I'm not rooting against them. Sounds like I am. I'm just saying experiences have told me to go slow, and when these guys don't want to go slow, and the money behind them doesn't want to go slow.
Yeah. And now is not the time to discuss the Golden Steer in New York City.
Oh.
We're going to keep moving.
Okay. But best of luck to all the guys at Edo.
And I can't wait to go check out all of these
And by the way, I think we didn't. Bazaar Meat opens in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, I think it's September 13th.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
is something.
Yeah. And by the time we record next week, I will have done a walkthrough of the restaurant. I've kind of they've wanted me to come in for sort of a plywood.
I've seen photos; they're beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Except
something.
the one thing I think they're missing is, you remember at the one in Sahara how it had those little alcove booths where you really had privacy,
and they actually
curtains,
had the curtains you could pull. It was great. So I could have sex with the food gal, and don't think I didn't try.
I feel like you would try that at Vesta Coffee Shop. I didn't see really any intimate, similar like spaces, but that was just from PR photos. So who knows? You will report back. Ada's. I drove by there and was curious because I remember we spoke about them shutting down things in September. I've reached out, confirmed they are not closing Ada's in Tivoli until December.
Right.
So very much still open, and that is a place that if you're in that end of town, you should go enjoy it.
If Ada's was nearer to my house, I would be there once a week.
Same.
I would. I think it's the great unsung gastropub
Is
of
that
Las
on your
Vegas.
list? It should have been on your list.
Of what? Of what list?
Your 37 places of.
Oh, I mentioned it. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I mentioned it.
It's very good.
I don't get there as often because it's in goddamn Tivoli Village. So anyway, Ada's with Barbo M. Go ahead.
Yeah, they've got a fun. I was there. Oh, I think I mentioned that. I was there, and they have a fun menu for summer, 5 to 7 p.m. Very nice. It's 3 courses and dessert course. And basically, all of their greatest hits are on it.
Yeah.
So
I saw it. I was there with a food gal. It was good.
$79 a person. What else? Oh, they're doing a chicken for one now. So
so you don't have to get it for 2 people.
yeah, it was a special and I think
nice.
they're shifting to doing it for one, and that was very good. Really, really recommend that. Also, Petite Bohème has been advertising these. Little baguettes, the jambon-beurres.
Jambon-beurre with just
the
little baguette with the little butter and the little. I didn't know that.
8 p.m. and later, that's why. But
I'm in my footy pajamas at 8 p.m.
I'll bring one and drop one off on your doorstep.
Right. Okay. By the way, just to Barbara, just for a second.
Yeah.
We went in there the other day and we saw that special. We had the weirdest dinner I've ever had. It was the food gal wanted just green beans. She loves haricot vert, just
so good.
with the butter and the little almonds on the and so she had that. I had a steak tartare, and then we had a baba au rum. That was our whole. We had a little steak tartare, a big plate of green beans, and a dessert. Now it was
That's what I think we call girl dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like
It was great though. It was really fun.
Their steak tartare is.
It's with the frise out.
So good.
Okay, keep going.
Xiao Long Dumpling, second location. Did you know this?
Big fan of Xiao Long Dumpling on Spring Mountain Road, South Buffalo. Buffalo 215. Where is that? Southwest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's John driving through the valley.
Yeah.
So you're on the 215. Get off. Hop over
right
the
there.
freeway. It's right there.
That whole Buffalo Rainbow area, that's all becoming kind of Chinatown South.
Yeah, because there's like Weiratai opened.
Well, Rainbow and Jones have a lot of Asian restaurants.
Yeah.
On them. Yeah.
So that's fun. What else? Shang Artisan Noodle is coming downtown.
Shut the front door. What?
Yep.
This I did not know.
I saw it on What Now Vegas. They pulled that they found licensing paperwork that indicates a new Shang Artisan Noodle is opening there, corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and East Carson.
Where Broken Yolk is,
Yeah, so it's going with Broken Yolk, Carson Kitchen, Baguette Cafe, and that new spot, Pachi Pachi.
Yeah, Brandon Powers' new spot.
Yeah.
Kind of a Japanese-themed cocktail bar.
Yeah.
Well, that is good news because Shang Artisan noodle is amazing. I mean, it's just the real deal in fresh noodles.
I know.
I mean, so
Look at
that's
us go.
good news. Leticia Mitchell, our friend of the show,
Yes.
opening a third spot at Leticia's Cucina and Cantina in Boulder Station. You go, Leticia.
Yes, and also, if you haven't seen our fun video with her, check it out.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
She still makes the best quesadilla tacos in all of Las Vegas.
So great.
Letty's Cucina, the one that we go to, is downtown.
Yes.
Yeah, we love it.
Picnic in the Alley. Have you ever attended that?
Well, it celebrates women and food, and everyone knows I'm a misogynist, so why would I do that?
Okay. Well, I thought maybe it used to be in the Alley, so I thought maybe you would have like stumbled upon it.
I always celebrate things that celebrate old white men.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Well, I don't know why you're not in the, what do we call it? The chaîne de rôtisseurs?
Oh,
That should be, you should be in that.
yeah, because I have some self-regard. That's why.
But okay, so let me give them a shout out. Picnic in the Alley is a festival that celebrates women in food, mixology, hospitality. It used to be down here in the Arts District, like in the Alley. It's September 6th, 6:30 to 10 p.m. $150 a pop. It's a 21 over event because it's basically all-inclusive food, drink, bites, and it's up at the Green Kale Farms. I have no idea. So there you go. But there's a lot of people in places that we talk about all the time. Yukon, Main Street Provisions, Jammyland, Velveteen Rabbit.
Danielle Crouch, my favorite bartender at Jammyland. Oh my gosh, everyone's going to be there.
Soul Belly Barbecue, Mothership Coffee, Craft House, 00 Pie and Pub, Harlow, and
Gina Marinelli. We love Gina. Oh my gosh, yes. You know, even if you're an old white guy, you're welcome, right?
All right. I think we got to take a break.
All right.
That's all the news I have. Do you have any news?
Well, I already blew my news.
I
blew my I blew my wad on my news. What did I? Well, I said about
the Make American Italian food
again with Brezza, and also basically the Sartiano Italian Steakhouse yawn coming into the win.
All right.
Okay, so that's mine. We'll come back with our little mini reviews and then pet peeves of the week.
Yes, let's do it. No restaurant of the week this week.
No restaurant of the week, and then they don't deserve it.
I'm the best.
Personal injury law has been the same for a long time.
The best.
Big egos, greed, and sleazy schemes. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam and Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way, because you deserve a team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. Sam and Ash Injury Law, because you deserve what's right.
And we're back.
We're back. We're back.
Okay.
We're back.
All right.
John blew his news. Okay, I'm going to go through
my blue news. God.
I'm going to go through my restaurants pretty quickly. Burgundy Cafe. I was up in that area of town and grabbed a little croissant turkey sandwich. I love that place. And
it is. It's great.
So great. And the pastries are really incredible. Handmade French bakery.
Florent Chavot is the chef owner. Chavot was a former pastry chef of the year at Desert Companion magazine. Yes.
Look at that. Yeah. So I wish it was closer, but again, if it's in your neck of the woods, go. They've got great food. Went to Barbo M. I think that place just keeps getting better.
It's pretty slow right now, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm getting my ears been to the ground. Right now is a good time to go because all the restaurants downtown are pretty slow. They're gonna.
Oh, it was busy. I was there on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Busy.
But weeknights is when I go.
Yeah.
And
if you go early, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I just think the food and the service and everything is just top notch right now. Also, fun fact, the chef that was behind the Yukon Pizza, like burgers and kitchen food, now sous chef over at Barbo M.
Who's that?
Jeremy Ford. Not Jeremy Ford. Ford is his last name. I'm forgetting the first name. It's Jason Ford, I think. Yeah. Ford.
What happened to Joe Schwan?
I think he's still there.
Yeah, okay, fine.
No, he's sous chef. This guy's
sous chef. Okay, fine.
But the reason I'm bringing it up is I did kind of notice a little downtick in the quality of the Yukon pizza burger.
Whoa.
I know.
Yeah.
And let me talk about. So I got a burger from them, and they do the smash burger. But you know how what makes a good smash burger is that Maillard reaction on the edge. That
That caramelization when it gets all crispy and.
But they're smashing it so hard that that's all you're getting.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just getting one like
crouton,
almost like a crispy meat crouton.
Yeah,
yes.
and I think it's too much. You want it just on the edges.
It's a matter. It literally is a matter of like
seconds.
1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute, and you either get it right or you overdo it, and that's the difference between being good and great.
I know. So be on the lookout. Report back. I don't know if I would put it on my top burger list right now as a result. Then I did take out at Leticia too. I really effing love that place.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong.
You're a reg.
I think so. I got a lot of stars. You order online, you get a lot of stars. But what did I do? I did their barbecue pork fried rice.
I don't think I've had that.
It's really good.
I like their Thai jerky, the pork jerky, and the beef jerky. It's fantastic.
Yep. All right. Now on to you.
Strap in, folks. Okay.
Justin Ford.
It's going to be a...
Knew it was a J.
Justin Ford.
Jeremy Ford's the stubborn seed guy.
Okay, as far as I go, I'm conflicted here. Plus, you can hear I still have the throat issue, which may never go away at this point, but I'm being told it's going to last for weeks, perhaps. And it has lasted for weeks. Anyway, I'm conflicted here. I'm going to go through the good meals I had, and then I had 3 stinkers in a row. I went back to Cafe Central, Chinatown, Arville, Spring Mountain Road. Wonderful little French cafe. Great. The pastries are nice. The galettes are good. Everything there is top notch. I love the
Arville. It's like
Valley View. Valley View. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's a lot closer.
My wife? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sounds like my wife.
Okay. Well, how was it?
It's Valley View in Spring Mountain Road. Wonderful. Pho Saigonese is in the old place that Bon Cherawan had. The old when it was
Lamoon.
It was now Pho Saigonese. They've taken it over from what Lamoon was right there at Jones and Spring Mountain Road.
What?
Yeah, and it's not your same old Vietnamese restaurant. It's a big menu with sort of the greatest hits of all Vietnamese food. They do everything from the soups to the stews to the northern Vietnamese to the southern to the skewers. Lots of appetizers. Great kind of plastic menu with tons of pictures, so you need to see exactly what you're ordering. Great staff, really nice build out. Very busy when we were there on like a Tuesday
it's a
night.
chain.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they've got multiple locations.
They have another one in town as well.
Got it. Yeah.
So I liked it a lot. Okay, it's very slick. You can tell it's not just a mom and pop, but they did a nice job, and we would go back. Okay. Went back to Tamba, 3rd time in 3 weeks, because all our friends are like, let's go to Tamba. So we say yes. Wonderful stuff. I now had everything on the menu, including all the curries. This time we had the goat curry, which was incredible. The chicken thigh curry, the butter chicken is great. The biryani rice is not to be missed. I mean, the pakora, the dumplings, the fried dumplings are incredible. The naan, I mean, everything on the Tamba menu just sings. Okay,
really?
I cannot.
Wow.
I can't.
You haven't had one miss?
I like the artichoke sashimi. I like.
You usually don't. Wow.
I will say this: I wouldn't go out of my way to order the crudo, the sashimi, and the sushi stuff.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. We had a huge platter, and with all their Japanese stuff, very good. Definitely B+, right up there. But I mean, I wouldn't go there for that. Okay, it's just kind of crowd pleasing raw fish for people who want to augment or have an alternative to Indian food. But everything we've had, the banana wrapped sea bass, I mean, it's just they're just doing so many things with so many different spices and curries and sauces that it's just eye popping. Okay, and you just realize, oh, all these mid Indian restaurants that kind of just almost just have 3 sauces and just mix and match them. This is leagues beyond any of that. So, so those were the highlights. I went back to Delmonico, had our famous burger, the best steak burger in town, as an appetizer burger before the ribeye.
Good.
Incredibly good. And, you got to love Delmonico because it's one of the few places that still you can have a sit-down white tablecloth lunch, a properly civilized lunch. And that's what we love about it.
Remarkable.
And then, so the food gal and I are sitting around one night. She goes, well, you got to go to some more places. So in rapid order, we go to Trey's Cantina, Ramen Boys, and Zaytinya.
And Tres Cantina is the one up there on Fort Apache in Sahara. It's the Tres Casuelos
Offshoot, yes.
offshoot. Okay.
So, and this is where I'm kind of conflicted. And I tweeted this out a few days ago. I said, this is where it's a critic conundrum. I wanted to love Trey's Cantina. I wanted to love Ramen Boys. I'm a big fan and a friend of Jose Andres. And I've been to the Zaytinya in Washington, D.C., the original one, several times, and always been blown away. So what do you do when you want to consider yourself a consumer advocate, you're fighting for the rights of the dining out public, and you go and you have 3 restaurants in a row that you wanted to love, and every one of them just fell flatter than a stale tortilla. Okay?
Will you usually give places 2 chances before you...
No, none of these. Well, first of all, and I'm going to kind of gloss over it because I hate to bag on mom and pops. And Ramen Boys looks like a mom and pop, but it was just dirty. It was a dirty Japanese restaurant. And, and rags in the corners, stacked stuff. And
Where is that?
It's in a shitty shopping center on Decatur, right off of Spring Mountain Road. Somebody told me it was good. They're, on my shit list now. So, I mean, it was just a waste of space, okay? So I wouldn't go to Ramen Boys. But the 2 that really caused me the most internal, cognitive dissonance here is that because I want to like them, but I just don't. Tres Casuelos has been a favorite of mine for years over there off of Spring Mountain Road. Angelo Reyes did a great job. It's a Spanish restaurant with all kinds of, great, both classical and innovative tapas, paellas, everything I've ever had there. I haven't been in a year or so, but I mean, I've been there maybe a dozen times. Always loved it. Went to this place right in the same shopping center as Burgundy Cafe, right right down, just doors down from it. And I was just pushing the food around with my fork, and it's not the same. It's not as good as Tres Casuelos. I think he's kind of expanded, but there's something's been lost, and I mean, I don't want to. I'm not going to damn him any further, but to say, if you want the best of this food, go to Tres Casuelos. I think Tres Cantina is kind of an overexpansion. It's a bigger restaurant. Tres Casuelos has like 4 or 5 tables and maybe seats 50, 60 people. This place looks like it seats 150 people. And it just didn't. I was stupefied by how ordinary the Spanish food was. And we didn't even, all of us ate things like the patatas bravas and took a bite and went, whoa. You know what I mean? And then they served us a cocktail that was so tart and acidic that all 3 of us took a sip. We went, what the hell is, who? I mean, then there,
it's all mixed, probably pre-made.
And then there was a croqueta, which was just kind of fried, but it was just a bunch of mealy tomatoes. They said it had jamon, that weak little strip of jamon on the top. I mean, I was just like, it was like a pale imitation of the food that's done better elsewhere at the other place. So I'm sorry, I don't hold out hope this place will succeed.
Before you get to Zaytinya, I just want people to know.
I'm saving the worst for last.
Ramen Boys has 4.5 stars and 4.6 stars on Google and Yelp.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And I'm sure Vegas Starfish will go and tell you it's one of the greatest ramen places in the history of the world. Yeah, it was terrible.
Gosh.
I mean, the ramen, don't get me. I mean, everything tasted out of can. The food house had taste my Xiao ramen, which is the salt ramen. She had the, they have bamboo shoots in the ramen. She had tasted them. They were all ice cold. they put like cold vegetables in hot ramen. They were still cold when she was eating them.
Oh.
And it was sad, and it was it's not worth going to.
Okay. Now let's get to
unless
it.
you're a masochist for bad Japanese food. And there's a lot of great. I mean, you've got Sapporo ramen, you've got Monto ramen. There's lots of good ramen in town.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for this. And it was, like I said, it was dirty. And there's nothing worse than walking into a men's bathroom and your feet are sticking to the ground. And then you notice, and Alexander said, the floor is sticky all over the restaurant. And she had me walk into the other side of the restaurant, sticky everywhere. The floor was like, she said, listen, we were sitting there, and an older couple got up. The guy walked like back across to his table. I said, listen, you could feel the soles of his feet sticking to the floor. I mean, how do you open and run a restaurant like this? There's filthy rags all over the place. Oh, I mean, so, fuck Yelp. I mean, they don't know.
No, I know.
Sorry, Mom, for the swearing. So then there's Zaytinya. 6 things, all of them C- to D+ at best. And nothing like the real one. And it's got all the charm of a Marriott corporate, convention center. Okay? It's just beige on beige.
Wood.
Wood.
Yeah.
It's underneath. I'd be surprised if Zaytinya makes it a year. I mean, they had some customers.
Where is it? Located
It's right next to, it's to the right of Joe's Stone Crab and Prime Steaks, and right there.
And you've
in
always
between,
said that's a tough spot.
oh,
Because
it's
Joe's
been
just,
jinxed. It's been jinxed for 20 years. It's been jinxed. There's all kinds of concepts have come and gone in there. And I looked at it and I went, okay, so they give you the puffy, this puffed up pita bread that they make fresh, not nearly as good as Corey's, which is, they give you tabbouleh. I'm a nut for tabbouleh salad. What is tabbouleh? Everybody loves tabbouleh's great. Tabbouleh, the classic. It's parsley, bulgur wheat, lemon juice. It's kind of hard to fuck this up. It comes out in like 3 little romaine leaves with a little, literally like a nubbin of tabbouleh inside each romaine leaf, with no spark, no sass, no punch. And then we get a pizza they call a flatbread supposedly with sujuk, which is a spicy Lebanese sausage, which they do really well again at Corey's for cheaper, and it's just kind of like odd little triangular.
It looked like it was trying to be a cacciapuri.
Cacciapuri, but it's hard as a rock. The cheese was decent, and there's like 3 or 4 little tiny, about the size of my thumbnail, 3 or 4 little slices of the sausage on it, okay? I mean, and the hummus just tasted like wallpaper paste, which is I think most hummus does, but you hope that they could spice it up. And it had lamb chunks on it. These were the gamiest, most mutton-like lamb chunks. I mean, they were so gamey and so much like mutton and not lamb. I said, I can't imagine. And the food gal loves lamb. She'll even eat that strongly flavored lamb, where most people, even me, goes, nah, And she was like, whoa. I said, I can't imagine customers in a casino hotel in Vegas are going to respond to this. Maybe a bunch of old Lebanese and Greek guys, might put this, park this and go, this is great. But it was bite after bite of food that either lacked any kind of punch or accent, or was kind of shockingly, musty and harsh. And I went, who in the F is that again? And he's like, should I blame my friend Jose? No, because he's
not doing it.
Yeah, this is just the money guys behind whatever they're calling the Jose Andres food group is. We got to expand. We got to build $5 million restaurants and just take these recipes and hope we can get some cooks to execute them well. But it was shockingly bad. And I mean, I wouldn't advise anybody to go there. And
4.7 stars on
course.
Google and Yelp.
Of course, and I'm expecting any day that Las Vegas Phil will be sitting there telling you how great it is, with a really sexy 45-second video. But no, it's not worth your time.
Oof.
So that's why you pay me, folks, to tell you how it really is.
Oh.
And I would not waste. On the plus side, service was nice, and the wine list is not a big gouge. There's a lot of like $80, $70, $80, $90 bottles of wine, well chosen, Lebanese wine, Greek wine, things like that. Nice, but we had 6 things, and not one of the 6 would I consider above average. So that's that. Too bad, Zaytinya. If it's there, and I'd be shocked if it's there a year from now, if it makes it 2 years. Yeah.
What's the one in Crystals called? He's got
Bazaar
Mar. You've been there, right?
Yeah, and I liked it. I mean, I hate the location, but the food's good.
Okay.
Yeah. But this just feels like a copy of a copy of a restaurant. Yeah. So anyway, hate the bag on my buddy, Jose, but no good. Wanted to love Trace Cantina, did not. And Ramen Boys, believe in Yelp at your own risk.
What's on your horizon?
All right, that's
what restaurants are on your list to get to?
Well, that's a deep subject.
Mine's Tamba. I want to get there.
You could always get me back to Stubborn Seed.
Oh, yeah.
And I do want to try Nicole Brisson's Make Italian American Food Great Again. New places opening.
I don't think it really is that many.
Nothing's. I mean, COTE and Bazaar Meat are going to be the big openings.
Yeah.
We've been talking more about closings these days. I mean, I hate to be harsh, but Palms is dead to me now.
Not Carbone by the Sea at Bellagio.
No,
okay.
you can go there. You can go there with Mr. Hollywood and have the.
I'm taking you, my friend, kicking and screaming.
Jesus. Well, I'm not a cheap guy, and I've spent a lot of money in restaurants over the years, but I'm getting to the age where I get a little pissed off when I go to a place, even if it, we didn't spend a ton of money at any of these places, but when I walk out going, whether it's $50 or $250, I go, I don't want to spend money on bad food. I don't want to be disappointed anymore.
Nothing more frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, I'll spend $500 a person on a great meal. But when I spend $150 at a place like Zaytinya and go, we had 6 things and they were all pretty terrible. You go, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
You would have been happier with an In-N-Out burger.
Yes, or Yukon, or Jive Turkey, or
there we go.
Or
Jive
Harry Covair and a steak tartare at Barbo M, exactly, or anything at Ada's, or to another plug, Corey's. You want great Mediterranean food for half the price of Zaytinya? Go to Corey's on West Sahara.
Oh, you know where we've also been that we forgot about?
What?
Garage East.
Yeah, well, we just ate their platter and drank a lot of wine,
which is great. Give them a shout out.
Yes, I secretly want to buy a Garage East. But
I don't think it's a secret anymore because we tried to subtly talk about it. And he's like, I know you guys want to buy this.
I want to buy it, but the thing is, I want to buy it with Sam's money. See, that's the key.
You could maybe put it on the credit card. He's not here. We'll put it on the card. See what happens.
Okay, so let's wrap it. We got pet peeves of the week.
Yeah.
You first. You got one?
I don't think I do.
Come on. You've always got some microaggression about something.
I know. Let me think. I don't have a pet peeve.
Okay, well, I do. Okay. And it is totally not food related. Okay.
I'm nervous.
My pet peeve is Burning Man. Okay. This was Burning Man week.
What? But why is it your peeve? Why does it get to you?
Because there is something so insufferable about the techno narcissism of Burning Man. And all of these people, it is literally a convocation of rich, self-involved assholes who are taking drugs and saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when this became a thing. I mean, Burning Man's been around a long time. But now with the rise of Instagram and the tech bros and the Southern and those the people with their $1 million land yachts that they go there, man, it's just, there's something deeply offensive to me about a music festival that's all about people.
I don't think it's a music fest.
Well, it's an art festival. Well, it's
art.
They call it art. It's really about welding more than art. Okay. But there's just something to watch all these people do this dumbass thing. I mean, 80,000 people get together. They all dress up. They take massive amounts of drugs. And the whole point of it is to show off about being there. It's kind of a reflection of our society in all the worst ways. And I've thought back about, there was a movie back in the 70s called Rollerball. And I was watching the people on the playa, act, look at me I have the head of a giraffe and I'm in a banana hammock and tights and high-heeled shoes. Look at me dance. And I'm a dude. But there was excuse me, I'm eating a lozenge because of the sore throat. A movie called Rollerball back in the 70s. And there was a big scene in there where all these rich people basically take these real bizarre designer drugs and they all wander out into the desert. This is like 1973.
Okay.
Show you how prophetic it was. And they all wander out and then they just blow shit up. And they're all like blissed out of their mind going, look at all this stuff blow up, and like this is how they entertain themselves. Well, that's Burning Man. Life imitates art here, okay? And nobody just says how stupid it is. It's profoundly stupid and being popularized by the worst types of people, rich people who want to do nothing but show off their wealth.
Well, and social media has made it worse.
Oh, yeah. I think it was everybody, every time I say something, the people will come in and go, if you've been there 25 years, it really was a bunch of freaks and geeks, but it was more fun because it was just kind of a community. Mm-hmm. And now it's like just rich people, flying in on jets and things and helicoptering. And so anyway, Pet Peeve of the Week, Burning Man. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I've got nothing. That's,
okay.
I think we want to try and run through some of these comments quick?
Real quick, yeah. Because we got a bunch of great.
I know. So YouTube video comments. For last week's episode, Tom Elliott said, it was excellent. Love hearing about Vegas history and future. I'm 50-plus native that enjoys trying out the affordable places you've been to. Well, thank you, Tom. We try to go high and we go low on this show, and we try to let everyone know where to go. At Ballbomb, great episode, fantastic guest. Even if I prefer a little more public bashing of places that deserve it, underrated for fantastic cocktails are higher-end cigar bars in Vegas, particularly Monte Cristo at Caesars, which does the best old-fashioned in town, and 8 at Resorts World. Since I'm the biggest advocate of Peter Luger Burger, also shout out to the Black Cherry Margarita there. It's been my favorite cocktail in Vegas for over a year now. Wow.
Ballbomb has good taste.
What's your cocktail drink? Do you ever...
Yeah.
Gin, right?
Well, I like a good martini.
Yeah. Okay.
A good gin martini, not too dry. And and I love Manhattans. Manhattans with with sweet vermouth. But there's something about whiskey that just bores a hole in my stomach. But I do love a good Manhattan too. With bourbon or rye.
All right.
A great episode from J.M. Del Torio. I remember James from the Weekly. Please have part 2 with just pet peeves.
See? We'll do it.
So we and then of course Kramer Group. Who could this be?
Oh my gosh, this Kramer, guy.
Some real estate flunky.
What a dud. I can just tell, a dud.
Probably tools around an expensive car in fancy suits selling high-end houses.
Having wine lunches on Fridays.
Yeah, I think I know the type. No, it's great current issues. Yeah, the sale of hotels, the REITs. Yeah, I love those weeds. We could, the whole idea of the what's happened financially in Vegas. But but we are a food show, so we should talk about food in a restaurant. Yeah.
At Bank 1083, glad to see the ETR brand is growing. So are we. And
then where Beans been, loves our podcast, and so happy to hear the Stubborn Seed is being so well received. Special Noodle to my name, Special Noodles, the Chinese place on Decatur off Spring Mountain Road, which is worth a look, folks. If you like your upscale, not upscale, but just Chinese food. Mm-hmm. Brooke Winter.
Whoa! You're just gonna edit out her compliment to me?
What was that?
Ash, thanks for steering the ship as always.
Your head is large enough
Let me just
for a
pat
woman with a
myself on
small
the
head.
It just edits right out.
yeah.
Thank you. Where's Beans been?
Brooke Winter, no report on Nantucket restaurants. Well, I came back from Nantucket and promptly got like the world's worst cough cold. Yeah, and that just kind of put me under for 3 weeks, and I'm still not quite done with it. So maybe we'll talk about Nantucket at some point. But I love Nantucket. I'll tell you all the great. But I go there for oysters and seafood, and it's fantastic. Okay, and then George, our buddy George. When his brother Bill, I think Giada was adding an extra charge for window seats. Not sure if it's still happening. And then Ash, always on the ball. Ash Watkins says, yes, just confirmed $125 minimum spend to get a guaranteed window seat.
Yeah, and that's what Prime did, minimum spend. So it's not necessarily an extra charge.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Well, it's also it's pretty hard to go to Prime or Giada's and not spend at least $125.
Have you been to Giada's?
Yeah. I went. I met the little little Miss Sugar Tits herself at one point. Yeah.
Some questions I shouldn't ask.
Okay, I'll piss somebody off with this. I just saw some interview with her where she's talking about, and Mario Batali, made insulting mentions of my body, and now, 12 years later, I'm going to come out and be brave and talk about it. Look, Giada De Laurentiis didn't exactly claw herself from the bottom of the rung to where she got. She was handed most of everything in her life. She made up back in the day. She's a little older now, and I've met her a couple times. Cute gal, beautiful body that she isn't afraid to show off in the restaurant, in public. It's all about the girls, okay? And to now say, and I can't believe Mario Batali was such a pig commenting about my body. Come on.
She's saying this in 2025?
No, she was saying it some interview I saw.
I meant like a recent interview.
Yeah, I saw it and I'm like, I don't know.
Mario Batali bashing is so like 2016.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm making a larger point about, when you put it out there, people are going to comment. Okay, I don't care what it is. If I have a tattoo of a pirate on my cheek, I don't have the right to go, how dare you make fun of my pirate? Okay. It's just I don't get. Okay, hate me later, ladies. I'm sorry. Okay.
Now we'll go to emails from Jed. What's with the Good Night Canada?
It's an homage to a great country that Sam hates, of course. So it's done for 2 reasons. Number one, to get under Sam's skin. But number two,
you just love Canada.
I love Canada. And number three, Tony Kornheiser, the great sports writer, who, pardon the interruption, that's the way he signs off every day.
All right.
And he usually has a little Canadian flag. He goes, "Good night, Canada." So those are my 3 reasons for Good Night, Canada.
Added to the to-do list. Buy John a Canadian flag. Yeah. Now that we've got video. ETR fan. Eat, Talk, Repeat seems to be playing it safe these days. You go from the low-risk arena of steakhouse burger to harmless Caesar salad. What will you do next? Who makes the best saltine in Vegas? Take a chance. Gamble a little with your culinary expertise. Best menudo in Vegas. Best head cheese on the strip.
So you want us to even lose what few listeners we have?
Yeah, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, here's the true question. What culinary risks would you like to see Vegas chefs or restaurants take? That's tough.
I'd like to see more old-fashioned stuff.
Classics.
Yeah, I'd like to go back. I think Trees is trying to do it with Barbo M.
I was gonna say, well, you're seeing that like Trout Amandine.
I'll be interesting to see what they do, what the Ito guys do with their little French place. There's something about a classic Italian trattoria or a classic French bistro, which when they do the classics right, it's just ethereal. I mean, it's cacio e pepe. It's just good prosciutto wrapped around melon. It's just everything hits because every ingredient and every technique is thought through, and they're not trying to. And even what they do at Barbo, I'm a big fan. Everybody knows that. I find sometimes the food is like, they're gussying it up too much. They're messing it up by thinking that this dish in its purest form doesn't have enough appeal to American palates. And I think they insult Americans that way. I see it with Italian food, and I see it with French food. China's its own thing. I also just wish there was more interesting restaurants. I mean, we have like an Argentine steakhouse, which we all like, in Rincon de Buenos Aires. I'd like to see like a good Brazilian restaurant. You know what I mean? Or somebody, do what Kessler did with his, with his Guatemalan. Bring in food and ideas. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, things like that. Classic food from areas of the world, but not just the same way. Everybody just plays it safe. I looked at Nicole one time, Nicole Brisson, who's a good friend, and I said, "Oh, you fucking Italians, you just have the same food." And she goes, "Yeah." Because that's what sells.
I think Manzu
tries. Manju tries. Ada's tries.
Yes.
The things that we're so high on. Yeah, take it. But I'd like to see.
Ada's isn't really a classic. That's not Italian.
No. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ada's is an inventive gastropub.
Yeah.
That knows the boundaries of its food really well. I'd like to see more of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then David K., our reg.
Yeah, I wants to know if you've seen the show Drops of God.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. Yeah, it's a great multi-part about wine tasting. It's a great little. If you're a wine lover, it's a must-watch.
All right.
It's like 6 episodes. It's not too long, and it takes place in in Japan, and France, or in Italy, and Japan. It's really very cool. Yes.
And on that note,
okay,
we're done.
I can say good night, Canada.
Yeah, just wait.
This is my flag. Good night, Canada.
You're funny.
Bon appetit.